Do you want to speak English like a river, smooth, fast, and without fear? Do you want the words to come out of your mouth easily, like you think them? You can do it. You don't need big words or perfect grammar. You just need one thing: daily practice in the right way. In this video, I will show you how to speak English fluently, step by step, like a story. I will share real methods, easy ideas, and personal moments to help you feel strong and ready. Let's begin your journey to speak English, not just learn it. Chapter E. Start small. Start now. Do you want to speak English fluently? Do you feel afraid to make mistakes? You are not alone. Many people feel the same. But you can do it. You can speak English. You just need the right way to start. My name is Sarah. I was not born in an English-speaking country. I spoke another language. I wanted to speak English, but I was shy. I was scared. I did not speak in class. I only listened. Tumna. I thought I was not good, but one day I changed my mind. I said, I will try. That was the first step. That was the best step. I started with small words. I said hello. I said good morning. I said how are you? I said these words every day. I said them to my mirror. I said them to my cat. I said them to my little brother. I felt silly, samzid. But I also felt good. I was speaking. I was learning. I made many mistakes. I said words in the wrong way. I used the wrong tense. I forgot words, but I smiled. I did not stop. I said, it is okay. I am learning. My teacher said, yes, you are. That made me happy. That gave me power. I listened to simple English. I found short stories on the internet. I watched cartoons in English. I listened to English songs. I chose songs with easy words. I sang with the music. I did not know all the words, but I still sang. I liked the sound. I liked the rhythm. I liked the feeling. Every day I spoke one new sentence. I said, I like apples. I said, this is my book. I said, I go to school. These were small sentences, but they helped me. They built my English. One sentence a day became 2, then 3, then 5. I was growing. My friend Allie was also learning English. We talked together. We made small games. I said a word. He made a sentence. Then I made a sentence. We played with words. It was fun. It was easy. We laughed. We learned. Sometimes we forgot the words. Sometimes we said silly things. But we did not stop. We helped each other. We said, good job. We said, try again. That was nice. That was kind. That was learning. I also used my phone. I found apps to help me. I said a word. The app listened. The app said, great. I smiled. I did it again. I used it when I walked. I used it on the bus. Claimed it. I used it at lunch. I practiced every day. I made it a habit. One day I talked to a new student. She did not speak much English. I said, "Hello, what is your name?" She smiled. She said her name. We talked for 5 minutes. I was not shy. I was not scared. I was happy. That was a good day. From that day, I felt strong. I said more things. I asked questions. I answered questions. I joined the English club. We met every week. We played word games. We told short stories. We watched short movies. We talked about the movies. I liked that. I learned new words. I wrote new words in my notebook. I wrote the meaning. I wrote a sentence. I read it every night. I remembered the words. I used them the next day. That helped me speak better. That helped me grow. I learned to think in English. I saw a tree. I said tree. I saw a dog. I said dog. I saw a car. I said red car. I started to think in small English thoughts. That made speaking easier. I did not need to translate. I just spoke. My family helped me. They said, "Speak English at dinner." I said small things. I said this food is good. I said, I want more water. My family smiled. They liked it. They helped me. That made me feel safe. Some days were hard. Some days I forgot words. Some days I felt slow. But I kept going. I said, "It is okay. Onget, I will try again." I did not stop. I will never stop. That is the key. You can do it too. Start now. Say hello. Say my name is. Say anything. Speak every day. Speak with love. Speak with joy. You will learn. You will grow. You will speak English fluently. Chapter R. Listen like a child. When you were a baby, you did not read grammar books. You did not study rules. You just listened. You listened to your mother. You listened to your father. You listened to their words every day. One day, you spoke. One day, you said your first word. That is how we all learn. That is how you can learn English, too. You must listen like a child. I remember the day I started listening with care. I stopped trying to understand every word. I stopped thinking too much. I just listened. I found easy stories online. I played one story every morning. I listened to the same story every day. First day, I understood 5 words. Second day, I understood 10. After 1 week, I knew almost all the story. I smiled. I felt proud. That story became my friend. I did not try hard. I just listened with joy. I listened while brushing my teeth. I listened while eating breakfast. I listened while walking to school. I listened while doing dishes. My ears were open. My mind was relaxed. I was not tired. I was not bored. I was happy. I watched cartoons too. I picked easy ones. I liked the voice. I liked the actions. I learned how people say hi. I learned how people say thank you. I learned how people ask questions. I copied their voice. I copied their face. I copied their tone. It helped me speak better. Sometimes I closed my eyes. I only listened. I listened to the sounds. I listened to the rhythm. English has a beat. English has a music. I followed the music. My tongue started to move. I whispered the words. Then I said them louder. Then I spoke without fear. I also listened to English songs. I chose slow songs. I chose clear songs. I wrote down the lyrics. I sang with the song. First I sang slow. Then I sang fast. I sang with feeling. I sang with fun. I learned new words. I learned real sentences. My favorite song was easy. It had simple lines. I'm happy today. The sun is bright. I smile with you. These were small words, but they touched my heart. They stayed in my head. I said them during the day. I said them while walking. I said them in my dreams. I also listened to English podcasts. I found one for learners. The man spoke slow. The woman asked questions. Latin. They talked about food. They talked about family. They talked about school. I understood many things. I learned how to talk. I learned how to reply. I felt like I was with them. Sometimes I repeated after them. I paused the audio. I said the sentence. I said it again. I said it better. I heard myself. I fixed my voice. I smiled when I got it right. I said, yes, I can do this. Listening changed me. It made my English soft. It made my English strong. It made me think in English. I did not need to guess. I did not feel lost. I felt sure. I felt ready. One day my teacher said, "Your speaking is better." I said, "Thank you." She asked, "What is your secret?" I said, "I listen a lot." She smiled. She said, "Good. Keep going." That was a good day. That gave me more power. I also listened to my friends. I listened in the park. I listened in the shop. I watched how people talk. Kangs. I saw how they move their face. I saw how they use their hands. I saw how they smile. I learned not just words. I learned feelings. So if you want to speak well, listen first. Listen to easy English. Listen every day. Listen many times. Listen with joy. Don't worry if you don't understand. Just listen. Your brain is smart. It will catch the words. It will remember the sound. Soon you will hear a word. You will know the meaning. You will feel ready. You will speak. You will speak without fear. You will speak like a child who learns with love. You will speak with your heart. Chapter San. Speak without fear. Many people know English in their head. They understand the words. They understand the meaning. But they do not speak. Why? Because they are afraid. They are afraid to be wrong. They are afraid to sound silly. They are afraid someone will laugh. But fear is the biggest wall. You must break the wall. You must speak without fear. I remember my first try. My hands were cold. My heart was fast. I wanted to speak, but no words came out. I looked at the person. They smiled. I said one word, then two, then a full sentence. I made a mistake. I said the wrong word, but the person understood me. They did not laugh. They helped me. That gave me hope. After that, I told myself, mistakes are okay. I said, even babies make mistakes. I said, you are learning. Every time I spoke, I felt stronger. I looked at people. I smiled. I said simple things. Nice day. I like this. That is good. These small talks helped me grow. I spoke to my teacher. I said, I want to practice. She said, let's talk every day. We spoke for 5 minutes after class. I told her about my day. I told her what I ate. I told her what I saw. She listened. She corrected me. She smiled. I learned. At home, I spoke to myself. I looked at the mirror. I said, good morning. I said, I feel happy today. I said, I want to eat rice. I made small stories. I made fake phone calls. I said, hello, how are you? I answered, I'm fine, thank you. It felt funny. But it worked. I talked to my little brother. He laughed. I said, due to my little brother. He laughed. I said, do you want juice? He said, yes. I said, let's play. We played and talked. He did not care about my mistakes. He just enjoyed the game. I enjoyed it too. It made my English easy. In the market, I tried English words. I said, how much is this? I said, I like apples. I said, thank you. Some people smiled. Some people spoke back in English. Some people helped me. That made me happy. That made me brave. One day I met a tourist. He asked for the way. I gave directions in English. He said, thank you. Your English is good. I was surprised. I was proud. That one talk made my week. I wrote about it in my notebook. Every day I made a goal. I said, today, I will say 5 sentences in English. I wrote them in the morning. I spoke them in the evening. Sometimes I spoke more, sometimes less. But I always tried. I always spoke something. When I felt shy, I closed my eyes. I said, you can do it. I smiled. I said, speak with love. That helped me relax. That helped me speak better. I did not wait to be perfect. I did not wait to feel ready. I just spoke. Speaking is a skill, like cooking, like running, like drawing. You learn by doing. You do it every day. You do it without fear. You do it with joy. You do it with your heart. That is how you grow. So now, You must speak. Speak one word. Speak one sentence. Speak in front of your mirror. Speak with your friends. Speak with your pet. Speak to your phone. Just speak. Say something. Every word is a step. Every sentence is progress. You will make mistakes. It is okay. You will forget words. It is okay. You will feel nervous. That is okay too. But don't stop. Don't wait. Don't hide. Speak now. Speak today. Speak with power. The more you speak, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you smile. The more you smile, the more fluent you become. Speak without fear. Because your voice is your power. Chapter. Think in English. When I was learning English, I always translated in my head. I saw a chair. I said the word in my language. Then I looked for the English word. It was slow. It was hard. It made me tired. I knew I had to stop. I had to think in English. At first, I did not know how. I tried one small thing. I looked at my cup. I said, "This is my cup." I looked at my shoes. I said, "My shoes are black." I looked at my hands. I said, "These are my hands." I did this every day. Slowly, I stopped translating. I just thought in English. I made a game. I walked around my house. I looked at things. I said the names in English. Table, chair, door, spoon, book. I smiled. I liked the game. It was simple. It helped me grow. I also made small thoughts in English. I woke up and said, "I feel good." I looked outside and said, "It is sunny today." I brushed my teeth and said, "Now I brush my teeth." These were easy thoughts. These were short thoughts. But they were in English. That was important. I also talked about what I was doing. I said, "I open the window." I said, "I drink water." I said, "I wash my hands." I said these words in my mind. Sometimes I said them out loud. I said them again and again. My brain started to think in English. When I did not know a word, I used simple English. I did not stop. I did not switch to my language. I said, "The thing to cut paper if I forgot scissors." "K," I said, "the thing that keeps time if I forgot clock." That helped me keep going. That helped me stay in English. At night, I made a story. I said, "Today I woke up. I ate bread. Kenyan, I went to school. I saw my friend. We talked. I came home. I came home. I watched TV. It was a small story. But it was my story. It was in English. I liked that. I also asked myself questions. What did I eat? Where did I go? Who did I see? Then I answered in English. I said, "I ate rice. I went to the market. I saw my teacher." I did this every day. I made my English brain stronger. My friend Maria also tried it. She said, "It's hard." I said, "Start small." She said, I can't think fast. Wohl, I said. It will come. After 2 weeks, she said, now I can think in English too. We were both happy. We helped each other. I also changed my phone. I used English language on my phone. My apps were in English. My settings were in English. At first, it was strange, but soon I understood. I learned new words. I learned how to read fast. It became easy. I put small notes in my room. One note said smile. One note said, speak in English. One note said, think in English. I read them every day. They reminded me to keep going. They made me feel strong. One day, I saw a dream. The dream was in English. That made me smile. That made me laugh. I said, now my brain is learning. It felt like magic. But it was not magic. It was practice. It was daily work. It was love. Thinking in English helps you speak faster. You do not stop. You do not translate. You just speak. You feel free. You feel light. You feel happy. That is fluency, so start now. Look around you. Say the names. Say the actions. Say your thoughts. Use easy English. Use short sentences. Use your voice. Do it every day. Make it a habit. Your brain will learn. Your brain will change. You will think in English. You will speak in English. You will feel English. That is the way. That is the secret. Think small, think simple, think in English. Chapter Wove. Make English part of your day. You know, if you want to speak English well, you must make it part of your life. Not just for 1 hour, not just at school, not just on weekends, every day, in small ways, all the time. English should live with you, like your clothes, like your phone, like your smile. When I started learning English, I only studied in class. I closed my book after school. I waited for the next lesson. I thought that was enough, but it was not. My English was slow. My words did not come. I forgot what I learned. I felt lost. Then one day, my teacher said, "Bring English into your life." I did not understand. She smiled. She said, "Use English in your day, like you use your hands, like you use your eyes." That day, I started a new way. I changed my phone to English. My apps were in English. My games were in English. I read simple English messages every time I opened my phone. I learned words without trying. It felt easy. It felt natural. I also used English at home. I talked to myself. I said, I am cooking. I said, I am cleaning the table. I said, I am folding my clothes. I said small things, but they helped me think in English. They helped me speak fast. In the morning, I watched one short English video. It was 2 minutes. I learned a new sentence. I said it 5 times. I used it during the day. One video, one sentence, one good step. At night, I wrote a small diary. I wrote in English. I wrote, Today I went to the park. I wrote, I saw a cat. I wrote, I felt happy. Just 3 sentences. But I did it every night. I saw my English grow. I also made labels. I put them on things in my room. One label said door. One said mirror. One said bed. One said lamp. When I looked at the thing, I saw the word. I said the word. I remembered it. I listened to English songs while walking. I sang in my heart. I said the words I knew. I learned new ones. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the language. That made me feel free. Sometimes I watched a movie. I used English subtitles. I watched slowly. I paused. I listened. I repeated the lines. I said, I want that too. I said, let's go. I said, I miss you. These lines stayed in my head. I used them in my day. My friend made a list. He said, write 10 English things you can do today. He wrote, listen to a song, watch a cartoon, read 1 page, write 1 sentence, talk for 5 minutes, think in English, repeat new words, ask a question, speak to yourself, smile and try again. I followed the list. It was simple. It was fun. It made English part of my life. I did not wait for the right time. I used every moment. On the bus, in the kitchen, in the garden, while resting, while walking. Every place was my English school. I did not need big books. I did not need long hours. I used short steps. I used real life. I used my voice. I used my heart. English was not just a subject. English became my friend. One day, I went to the doctor. The nurse asked me a question in English. I answered without thinking. She said, "Your English is good." I said, "Thank you. I did not plan it. It came from my daily practice." That made me feel proud. Now I do not wait to study. I use English everywhere. I read signs. I read menus. I read websites. I hear words. I speak words. I live with English. It walks with me. It grows with me. You can do it too. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need long time. You just need small steps. Every day. Every hour. Use what you know. Learn 1 new thing. Speak it. Write it. Think it. Make English your daily habit. Make it your fun time. Make it your best friend. Then one day, you will not say, I learn English. You will say, I live in English. Chapter Liu. Practice with real people. One day, I said to myself, I want to talk to real people. I had learned many words. I had watched many videos. I had listened to many stories. But I was still shy to speak. I needed real practice. I needed real voices. I needed real people. So I looked for someone to talk to. First, I asked my friend. I said, "Can we speak in English for 10 minutes?" She laughed. She said, "Okay, let's try." We sat in the park. We talked about the sky. We talked about our lunch. We talked about our teacher. It was simple. But it was fun, she said. I feel shy, too. I said, we are learning. We helped each other. We corrected each other. We laughed at our mistakes. We smiled at our progress. That talk made me feel brave. Then I joined a small English club. We met once a week. We sat in a circle. We took turns to speak. One person said a sentence. The next person answered. We played games. We asked questions. We shared stories. Everyone made mistakes. No one laughed. Everyone tried. That made it easy. I remember one game. It was called Two Truths and One Lie. I said 3 things about myself. One was not true. My friends guessed. It was funny. It was also good English practice. I learned to speak. I learned to listen. I learned to enjoy. I also spoke to people in shops. I said, "How much is this?" I said, "Where is the bread?" I said, "Thank you." These were small talks. But they were real. They made me use my words. They made me think fast. One day, a tourist asked me for help. He said, "Do you know this place?" I said, "Yes, I can show you." We walked together. We talked for 5 minutes. I used simple words. He understood. He smiled. He said, "Your English is good." That made me feel strong. Later, I joined an online group. People from many countries came to practice. We talked on video calls. We took turns. We talked about food. We talked about hobbies. We talked about life. Some people spoke fast. Some spoke slow. I listened. I answered. I asked. I learned. Sometimes I did not understand. I said, "Can you say that again?" Sometimes I forgot a word. I said, "Wait, let me think." Sometimes I made a mistake. I said, "Sorry, I mean this." No one was angry. No one was rude. Everyone was kind. That made me happy. I also helped new learners. They asked questions. I answered in English. I used easy words. I used short sentences. I said, "You can do it." I said, "Just speak." Helping others helped me. I spoke more. I learned more. I felt more confident. Talking to real people is not just about words. It is about feeling. It is about sharing. It is about trust. When you speak to someone, you connect. You laugh. You learn. You grow. I told my little cousin, "Talk to people." He said, "But I'm scared." I said, "Start small. Say 1 word, then 2, then more." He tried. He talked to his teacher. He talked to his friend. He said, "It works." I said, "Yes, that is the way." Now I talk in English every day. With friends. With strangers. With myself. With anyone. I do not wait for perfect words. I just speak. I say what I can. I enjoy the moment. I feel free. You can do it too. Talk to one person. Ask one question. Give one answer. Say one sentence. Speak slow. Speak clear. Speak with joy. Talk with people. Not with fear, but with a smile. Real practice brings real fluency. Real people bring real growth. Speak now. Speak today. Speak to live in English. Chapter Chi. Learn words the smart way. When I first started learning English, I wanted to know many words. I made long lists. I wrote 20 new words every day, but I forgot them after one day. I felt sad. I said, "Why can't I remember?" Then I learned a better way, a simple way, a smart way. Now I learn fewer words, but I remember them. I use them. I keep them. I do not study words alone. I study them in sentences. That helps me understand how to use them. That helps me speak better. One day, I learned the word tired. I did not just write tired. Ta's no energy. I wrote, "I feel tired today." I said it out loud. I said it again in the evening. The next day, I used it in class. My teacher smiled. I smiled too. I learned the word hungry. I said, "I am hungry now." I told my friend, "Let's eat. I am hungry." She laughed. She said, "Me too." That made the word real. That made it stay in my mind. I also used pictures. I drew small images. For sun, I drew a circle. For cat, I drew a face. I remembered better. I enjoyed learning. It felt like a game. Sometimes I used actions. I said the word jump, and I jumped. I said run, and I ran. I said sleep, and I closed my eyes. I moved my body. I moved my voice. That helped me learn fast. I also made a word notebook. I wrote 5 words each day. Only 5. Not more. I wrote the word. I wrote the meaning. I wrote one sentence. I said the sentence 3 times. That was enough. I did not feel tired. I felt happy. On Sunday, I read all the words from the week. I made a small story with them. It was fun. It helped me connect the words. I said the story out loud. I recorded it. I listened to it. I laughed. I learned. I learned to group words. I did not study random words. I learned words for food. I learned words for the house. I learned words for school. One day, one group. That helped me speak on that topic. That helped me remember faster. My teacher gave me a tip. She said, use the word in your day. If you learn book, say this is my book. If you learn walk, say I walk to the shop. If you learn cold, say the water is cold. Say it when you feel it. Say it when you see it. I also learned opposites. Big and small. Hot and cold. Fast and slow. Happy and sad. That helped me learn 2 words at once. That made my English grow fast. Sometimes I forgot a word. I did not worry. I said it another way. If I forgot knife, I said the thing to cut food. People understood. That kept me talking. That kept me learning. I also made word cards. On one side, I wrote the word. On the other side, I wrote a sentence. I picked 5 cards. I read them. I said them. I mixed them. I played with them. It was like a game. It was not boring. My friend tried this too. He said, I remember words better now. I said, yes, because you use them. He said, it's fun. I said, learning should be fun. He smiled. I smiled. We both kept learning. Learning words is not hard, but you need to be smart. Learn a few words. Use them many times. Use them in real life. Speak them. Write them. Think them. Do not just read the word. Live the word. Feel the word. Make it part of you. Then you will never forget. Then you will speak fluently. Words are your tools. Words are your friends. Learn them with love. Use them with joy. And your English will grow every day. Chapter bought Speak Without Fear. I was afraid to speak English. I thought people would laugh. I thought I would make mistakes. So I stayed quiet. I listened. I read. I wrote. But I did not speak. My English stayed weak. One day, I watched a little child. She was learning to talk. She said funny things. She made mistakes. But she smiled. Her mother smiled too. They laughed. They did not stop. I said, that is learning. That is brave. So I started small. I said, hello. I said, how are you? I said, thank you. I said these words every day. I said them to my mirror. I said them to my friend. I said them to my teacher. And slowly, I was not afraid. I made mistakes. Many mistakes. I said he go to school. My teacher said, he goes. I said I eaten rice. She said, I ate. I smiled. I said, thank you. I learned. I started to enjoy mistakes. They showed me where to grow. They helped me change. They made me better. I joined a small group. We spoke English for 10 minutes. We talked about food. We talked about school. We talked about life. No one laughed. No one judged. We all made mistakes. But we all learned. I also made a rule. I said, speak. Don't worry. I did not wait to be perfect. I just talked. I said, I go shop now. My friend said, you go to the shop. I said, yes, thank you. We laughed. We learned. I started to think less about grammar. I thought more about meaning. I said what I wanted. I said it simply. People understood me. That gave me power. That gave me joy. One day, I had to ask for help in English. I was shy. But I said, excuse me, where is the bus? Land, the man said. Go straight, then left. I said, thank you. I was proud. Each time I spoke, I became stronger. Each time I tried, I became better. Speaking is a muscle. You must use it. Then it grows. I also spoke to myself. In the room. In the kitchen. On the street. I said, I am cooking rice. I said, now I open the door. I said, the sky is blue. It felt funny, but it helped me think in English. Fear is normal. Fear comes to everyone. But you can still speak. Speak even when you feel fear. That is courage. That is progress. Some people laughed. Some people said, you said it wrong. I smiled. I said, I am learning. I kept going. I did not stop. Now I speak with friends. I speak with strangers. I speak with my phone. I speak with myself. My English is not perfect, but I speak, and that is the goal. Do not wait. Do not hide. Speak now. Speak today. Speak small. Speak slow, but speak. Your voice is your power. Your words are your wings. Open your mouth. Open your mind. You will fly. Fluency is not magic. Fluency is practice. Fluency is speaking even when you are not ready. So, be brave. Be kind to yourself. Speak one sentence, then one more. Soon you will speak many. You are not alone. We all learn. We all fall. We all rise. You are doing great. You are on your way. So speak with joy, with hope, with courage. Speak and shine. Chapter Joel. Practice anytime and anywhere. I learned one big secret. The secret is this. You don't need a classroom. You don't need a teacher. You don't need perfect time. You can practice English anywhere. You can practice anytime. In the morning, I looked at the sky. I said, it is sunny. I walked to the kitchen. I said, I make tea. I looked in the mirror. I said, I am strong. I speak English. These are small things. But they helped me a lot. I was not waiting for books. I was not waiting for school. I was learning with my life. I was learning every minute. I used my phone. I used it to listen to stories. I used it to watch small videos. I said the words with the video. I paused. I repeated. I smiled. I felt good. Sometimes I went to the park. I saw trees. I said green tree, tall tree. I like the tree. I saw people. I said in my mind, that man walks fast. That child runs. This was practice. No one heard me, but my brain heard. My brain was learning. It was learning to think in English. I spoke to myself in the car. I spoke in the bathroom. I spoke on the stairs. I said, I open the door. I take the bag. I go to work. This became my habit. English became part of my day. Like food. Like sleep. Like water. English was not a big job. It was a small friend. Sometimes I watched English songs. I read the words. Laned, I sang the lines. I said, you are my sunshine. I smiled. I felt happy. This was also practice. I also talked to my pet. I said, hello, cat. Are you hungry? My cat did not care. But I was learning. When I waited for the bus, I looked around. I made short English lines in my head. Big bus. Long road. Many people. This was my little classroom. I used English apps. They showed me pictures and words. I said the words. The app said, "Good job. Good job." That made me smile. I felt like I had a teacher in my pocket. I also sent voice messages. I used English. I said, "Hi, friend. How are you?" My friend answered. We both practiced. Sometimes I made small notes. I wrote simple English sentences. Buy milk. Call mother. Clean room. I read them. I spoke them. This helped my memory. The key was this: I stopped waiting. I started doing. I did not say, "I have no time." I said, "I have 5 minutes." I used those 5 minutes. I did not wait for perfect English. I used the English I had. I used my voice. I used my eyes. I used my phone. I used my world. You can do it too. Look around. Say what you see. Say what you do. Say how you feel. Say it in English. Practice is not always a big thing. It is small, but it is strong. Small steps every day. That is the path. Your world is your school. Your voice is your tool. Use them both. Use them now. English is everywhere. It is in your tea. It is in your street. It is in your heart. Just speak it. Just live it. You are ready. You don't need to wait. Practice anytime. Practice anywhere. English is with you. Chapter 2. Never stop. Keep going. You have come far. You started with small steps. You said one word. You said one sentence. You watched lessons. You listened to stories. You practiced every day. You did not give up. Now you speak more. You think faster. You feel better. But this is not the end. This is the start of a new journey. Fluency is not magic. It is daily work. It is small progress. It is trying again. You speak, you learn, you grow. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel tired. That is normal. That is part of learning. I remember when I could not speak well. I was shy. I was afraid. But I spoke one small line. I smiled. I said, "I will try again." I kept going. You can do the same. You already are. Your English does not need to be perfect. It needs to be real. Speak what you know. Use the words you have. Say your ideas. Say your story. People will listen. Talk to people. Use English in daily life. At home. At work. In the shop. On the phone. With a friend. One line every day. One new word every day. That is how fluency grows. If you feel stuck, take a breath, smile, try again. If you forget a word, use a simple one. If you make a mistake, laugh. Mistakes are part of success. You are learning something great. You are building your future. Never wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Never wait to feel ready. Start with what you know. Add one step each day. Your voice matters. Your English matters. Your dreams matter. You are not alone. Many people learn like you. Many people feel the same. We all start small. We all grow slow, but we grow every day together. So never stop. Never say I can't. Say I will. Warfuke? Never say I am not good. Say I am not good. Say I am getting better. Say I am getting better. Because you are. Every word, every try, every step. You are becoming fluent. Your journey does not end here. It starts here. Now is the time to move forward. If you liked this lesson, speak today. Use one sentence in English. Talk to one person. Write one thought. Think one small idea in English and share it with someone. Then come back tomorrow and do it again. Tell us in the comments, what small step did you take today? Share this video with a friend who wants to speak English too. Like this video if you believe in your journey. Subscribe to English Spoke Stories for more simple and powerful lessons. You are not just learning English. You are building a new life. One sentence. One smile. One day at a time. Keep going. You can do it. We believe in you.